Hey book dragons, I'm here for another day of BookMass, and I see a lot of my people that I watch a lot make a list like this, and to be honest, I have been nervous because I really don't like unhauling. I'm always afraid that I'm gonna want to read the book and then I don't have a copy of it anymore, and I'm much more of a physical reader than anything else. But I am trying to lessen my physical TBR. So yeah, I'm gonna do, I don't even know how many books is on this list at the end. I'll give you guys a list because I'm putting it in my bullet journal and I'm writing a list. But I'm doing a self-destruct TBR, and I will reassess this list in December 2023 and see how successful I am. So I have a bunch of contemporary books on this list first, and then I have a lot of like other books. But yeah, these I have to read before 2023. And a lot of them I've had on my TBR for so long and they just kept surviving unhauls and unhauls. But I want to see if this will be the push I need to read it or if I'm going to unhaul it. And if I finish it early, then I might do another one like in June, we'll see. But I'm going to give myself till May and I probably will need it. So yeah, let's get into it. The first one is Once and For All by Sarah Dessen. Was this the sign one? I think I went to a Sarah Dessen signing at Books of Wonder way back in the day, and this was one of her newer releases, and it had to do with like a wedding party. I think her mom's like a wedding planner, I think, and then I just never wound up reading it. I read one Sarah Dessen a couple of years ago and I wasn't that impressed, but people have told me that her newer books are a little bit better, so I'm gonna give it a shot and see how I feel. But yeah, so I don't know. But this one is on the list, so hopefully it gets read. And then my last Emily Lord book that I need to read is When We Collided. And this is by Jonah and Viv. And I am really excited. I have loved all of her other ones. And this is like a messy contemporary. An unflinching story about new love, old wounds, forces, bond, or control two teens. Find that when you collide with the right person at the right time, it will change you forever. And I've had this on so many TBRs and it just never got read. Mostly like a summer TBR, because in the summer I tend to read newer books and these just get way down by the wayside. So I want to make this a priority and I'm really hopeful I will enjoy it. And then my friend Jen, a very long time ago, got me, or maybe encouraged me to read Bookish Boyfriends, A Date with Darcy by Tiffany Schmidt. And I got it signed and everything, and then I just never wound up reading it. But this is like a Pride and Prejudice retelling. I also do have The Bookish Boyfriends Get a Clue, which I might read. I don't know, but I'm gonna see how I feel about this one. Remember, the concept seemed a little bit not what I was in the mood for at the moment, but again, I've kept it like so many times, and I even have the sequel, so I don't know. It's gonna be on this list and we will see how successful I am. And I do like Pride and Prejudice, I will tell you that. It's not my favorite Jane Austen story, but I do enjoy it. And then Frankly in Love by David Yoon has also survived a many unhaul. And you very rarely get a point of view from just a male lead. Like, that's why I like David Yoon a lot. I read his one where the guy was like a fake rock star, and I really like this one. And this one I think he has to like fake date someone just because his parents don't approve. And yeah, I'm hopeful that I will like this one. So I did like his other book and hopefully I like this one as well. And this is a book that I've had for so long. I definitely got this from Books of Wonder, but I don't think I was there for the signing. And it's called The Odds of Lightning. And this is a book that takes place over one night. And I think it's about friendship. And oh my god, I'm just really excited for this one. So yeah, I have had it for so long. It survived to unhaul. It's a 24-hour story. It's about friendship. It's potentially a romance. I'm here for it. So these are the contemporary books on this list. And probably the section I'm most worried about because they have not been priority reads. And I can start these anytime. So I can technically start these now and just, you know, be pleased. So if I wind up reading some of these at the end of break, it's fine because I'm going to count the video once I post it. But we will reassess in January. So I will see you guys for the next bunch of books. Bye, friends. So this next stack is just a bunch of random books. So some of them are contemporary, some of them are mystery thriller, but again, most of these I've had for a very, very long time, minus one. So Ghostwood Song by Erica Waters came out so long ago. I think I got this the last ALA that I went to before the pandemic, and I just thought it was very interesting. It says Sarkill Girls meets beautiful creatures in this lush, eerie debut where the boundary between reality and nightmare is as thin as the veil between living and dead. And I think a girl has the power to talk to ghosts, and she has to sort of use that power to save her brother from being accused of murder. So I'm intrigued. I haven't heard the best things about Erica Waters' newest releases, but I'm willing to give this one a shot. Also, My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. This author sadly did pass away recently, and this is one of them that I really like because it had like a found family element, and she falls for the boy next door and really craves his life, I think, because her life is a little bit isolating. So I've had this for so long. Again, it's a contemporary that I have wanted to read and I just haven't given myself a chance, but putting on this list hopefully will. And then El Casamano Holding Smoke is her YA thriller. This is like a ghost story, I think. I got this so long ago. A very, very long time ago. But it is signed. And I think it's just like, it's like a ghost story, but it's like a romance too. So I don't know. I've just had this so long and I have liked her cozy mysteries, so I'm willing to give this a chance. But yeah. And then one of the newer ones on this list is Hotel Magnifique by Emily J. Taylor. This was an Owl Crate edition as well, but I just like the concept of like a magical hotel. And I like this cover a lot. That's why I put it on here, because I think I really do want to read it. But yeah, it just sounds interesting. I don't know a lot about these books. They just have been on my TBR for a while. This one is the one that I was most interested in. I did start the audiobook and I felt like it was a book I wanted to physically read. That's why I stopped it, but I did make the goal. I think I listened to like a chapter and I was intrigued. So, and then another wintry book that I got late last year was Finding Her Edge by Jennifer Ikapilla. This has to do with ice skating, and it's like she's a team pairer, and she has to do it. She's training for the Olympics, and I think she finds an unexpected partner. But yeah, I read her other one, her gymnastic ones, and really, really liked it, so that's why it's still on this list. And then the book that I have never found a reason to read but wanted to, Reverie by Ryan LaSala. This is his first one, and it gave me Inception vibes when I first read it. And it just sounds awesome. So I really hope that I get around to all of these books, but these are the ones that are like not really magical, or if they are magical, they just have tints of it. But again, they've been on my TBR for so long, and that is why they're in this video. So now let's get to the stack that I'm so embarrassed by. The fantasy books that I have not read that really, really want to. Story of my life for 2022. Because I did not read enough fantasy, and you guys will see that in a lot of my upcoming videos. So let's get into it. So the next stack of books is the YA fantasy. I think there's one adult fantasy in here. Some of these I've had for so long, I'm almost embarrassed by. Now, The Kiss of Deception by Margaret E. Pearson, I've had on my TBR for so freaking long, but I just got a copy of it, and I think it's because I never had a physical copy of it that I just never felt around reading it. But I remember like the concept was really interesting. You felt the 3 point of view characters. One is a princess, one is the man meant to marry her, and one is the assassin trying to kill her, and you don't know which point of view is which until the very end. And yeah, I'm like so intrigued by that. So yeah, this one is one that I want to read. I have heard the series is really good and I wanted to read it. It came out so freaking long ago, but I still want to get to it. So yeah, this one is one that I've had on my TBR for so long, but I just physically got a physical copy from Pango, so that is why it's in this TBR. And then I've heard really good things about this author, Deep Light by Frances Hardin. And this is like a I think it's a fantastical sea story. Is this one with the sea? Yeah, a fanatical cult. Yeah, and I think it's like mermaids, which I'm really intrigued by. I got this one again right before the pandemic, so I've had it for a while, and I've never read anything by this author, and again, I don't know what it's really about, but the cover has kept me. Kept wanting to read it in like summer, and I just never did, but I want to read it. And then during the pandemic, there was like a lot of publicity boxes sent out, and one of them was this one, The Valley and the Flood by Rebecca Mahoney. And it's about a little town where like all these weird people kind of wind up staying, and this came in like 2020, and I don't think it got any hype, and I don't even know what it's about. But again, a concept of a small town always kind of captured me, and this cover is like really unique, so hopefully I'll get around to it. And then the one adult book that I've heard really good thing about is The Bone Shard's Daughter by Andrew Stewart. And I just want to get to it. So if it's on this list, I'll be motivated to try to wind up reading it. But this is probably the most, the one I want to read the most, and I struggle with adult fantasy. I'm getting a little bit better. I definitely want to do my goal to read 12 next year, and this will help with that. So But again, and then the next book is one that I've literally have had for so long. I got this from Book Outlet when I was still shopping there, but this is Corner of a Weight by Jacqueline Moriarty. And this is about Madeline and her mother, and they've run away from a kingdom where they were like princesses, and then people are kind of hunting her, I guess. This cover is really not that attractive, but the story sounds really interesting, so I hope I get around to it soon. If not, I am definitely going to unhaul it, but I hope to get through it. And then Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I have wanted to read for so long, and I'm just going to do it this year. So I also have the sequel, so I really want to wrap up this series. I've never read anything by Laini Taylor, but I've heard really good things about it. I really can't give you guys summaries because I don't know a lot about these books. I know this is about a magical kingdom of Weep, I think, and that's like all of that I know. This cover's really, really pretty though. And then Angel Mage by Garth Nix. I got this at 2019 Comic-Con, so a long time ago, and this is like angelic magic, and I met him. I don't think he signed this. He may have. No, he didn't sign it, but I think that they were dropping arcs and I got a copy of it. We got to meet him. And yeah, I just never got around to reading this one, but I do want to. And then the infamous Brandon Sanderson for Skyward. I do want to read this desperately. It just has not worked on any of my TBRs. I think I even started, and I have to be in the mood for science fiction. But yeah, this is another one that I'm really excited for, hopefully. And then also The Stars That We Seal by Alexa Dawn. I read her cozy mystery series this year, but this is like, so that is 20 books that are on my self-destruct TBR, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a seasonal check-in. I haven't planned my goals out yet. That's a project for tomorrow, but I think that's what I'm going to do. So I have 20. I think it's doable. I think it's a nice balance. I found the problem I made with my list last year was they were all fantasy, and because I really didn't read a lot of fantasy last year, it just skewed my numbers a lot. So hopefully the nice balance will help me with this year, and they really are books I'm excited to read, which was also an issue I had last year. So let me know in the comments if you make a self-destruct list and what books you think I should prioritize, and I'll talk to you guys later for my next video. Bye friends.